This is a continuation of my daily process videos. It's about 7:30 in the morning on September 29th, 2023. The futures are up following through from yesterday. I just showed you how I capture the NASDAQ chart and look at the information. And what I've done here is I've gone back to the other resolutions so you can see the information better on the screen. I'm in my files and I'm in view number 1, and I'm in the Major Markets Plus folder and my market analysis user groups. And I put up two black charts here, a daily chart and a weekly chart. And I wanted to do this just because I'm looking for confirmation. We're here at the last trading day of September. It's the last day of the quarter and so on. Portfolio managers are probably going to try to make their portfolios look a little bit better at the end of the quarter. But disregarding all that, we have all the information we need, or I shouldn't say all of it, but a lot of the information we need to make our own judgments about what's going on. First of all, I'm going to open this up. So I have a drawing tool, and I'm going to be looking at the arrow. And let's just see if I got this working. Yes, I did. So I mentioned this in the prior video. We have an up bar closing near its high, which is a sign of strength. This is a confirmation of the strength coming in the prior day. If you look over here at the weekly chart, you can see we're getting a low volume test on here. And look how low the volume has been through 4 days this week. So what this tells us is a couple of things: that there hasn't been a lot of selling pressure this week, even though it looked pretty bad on these, or this day right here, and then we got the strength seen coming in. But if you look here, you can see that the volume bars are well below the 90-day moving average bar. So selling pressure has come off, buying pressure has started, or I should say has been confirmed. Now I'm going to go down here and we're going to look at this. If you go back and look at the first video, you'll see that this warehouse view has changed from yesterday. We are getting more green here since for example, on the Bitcoin, there's a 4.8% change yesterday. The change from the beginning of the week is green also, 1.2. 5 days is flat, 21 days it's down, but you can see money flowing in here. Semiconductor index up 1.8% yesterday, 2.1% from the beginning of the week, and 5 days has been 2.5. I believe that on yesterday there was a lot more red across this, so you can see green appearing in many of these indexes. Now if you look over here to the right, these were the VPA, or these are the VPA signal conditions for today, and notice the VPA -1. There was strength seen coming in, no supply, and so on these indexes, and it followed through yesterday. These have all been confirmed now. Now whether that holds up during the market day, we don't know, but things are looking better today. Let's just look at the transports, for example. I'm just using this to look at the VPA flags, and notice that here we have a confirmation of this, and this says strength seen returning, and up bar closing near the high. There's no signal over here on the weekly chart. Let's take a look at the Qs. Same thing here, and let's take a look here. What is the SPY? Same thing here. So I'll just bring the SPY up. You can see volume's been running a little bit better on the SPY. Let's look at the Qs on the volume. above the 90 days. So we're getting some activity here. Activity, volume equates to activity, and activity is stronger here on the upside yesterday on the Qs, which is a good sign. Let's look at the SPY. These were down days with the volume bars. These bars are open to close. So if and they're related to price. If the close is greater than the open, these are going to be, if the close is less than the open, these are going to be red. Conversely, if the close is greater than the open, these are going to be green. So you can see there is some selling. This is actually a bullish bar here because it is a strength seen returning. And then here's the confirmation. So just looking down here at these VPA signal conditions and -1 and the green sprouting up over here, you can see that there is some strength coming into the market. Now let's go back here and look at this. Days since the crossover. I'm going to make this full screen. The only thing that's positive is the Ultra VIX. Still, none of these have crossed over yet. So it takes a while for the 3 to 6 crossover. I shouldn't say a while, a day or two. It's going to lag. It's going to lag the VPA flags, and this is clearly shown here. Now, do the VPA flags always work? Obviously not, because we've had signals here. Here's a test, but there was no confirmation of that test. It's better when you have a confirmation. Let's see, here was a test. It's moved up, and then a shakeout, and then here's another test, strength seen returning, which is really a confirmation of these back here. No supply, but those didn't follow through. There was no testing which followed through. What am I on here? I'm on the S&P. I want to go back to the Qs, and I wanted to see if there was a low volume test on the Qs, and there was, in conjunction with these two over here on the daily chart. So things are looking better for the markets, and we'll see if that follows through. Now I'm going to scroll over here, and you can see that the fan is only up on Bitcoin. It's down on all the rest of these. You can see accumulation. These are lagging indicators though, and the VPA trends are all down. Here's the long, the medium, and the short. But remember, these are gonna lag. What you really want to pay attention to is the structure of the market. What's the underlying structure of the market right now? Well, it's bearish. We just saw that by looking at those trends, which are also right here. But we're seeing signs of bullishness. We're seeing some accumulation. In fact, yesterday in the videos I mentioned that they had turned up, some of these groups had turned up from the prior day. Now, I don't want this video to get too long, but I do want to go in and take a look at my broad market indices. I'll use the broad market indices and sectors. Let's get this up here, and you can see that the green is starting to appear across here. And what are we getting over here on the VPA signal conditions? We're getting a lot of the same things. An up bar closing near the high. Let's do the broadest market, the S&P 1500. Double click on it, get this out of the way, and you can see that we're getting signals here also. What does the weekly chart look like? Not telling us much. I can see the volume's really been low, but yesterday was a pretty good volume day on the S&P 1500 calculation. Now let's quickly go from the market charts to the HCSI index charts, and you can see that the A distribution is coming down, and the E is coming down. The A is starting to turn up just a little bit, but it takes time for that money to flow into the A's. So let's take a look at the next chart. This is Let me go back to the first one. Here's A and B combined down here. Still flat, but you can see that out of D and E it's starting to turn down. Then we go into the next one, and you can start to see the flow a little better. There's money coming out of the E into the D. Let me get an arrow on here. So it's coming out of the E into the D into the C, and it hasn't really started appearing in the B and the A yet. A is dark green, B is lighter green. It hasn't appeared there yet, but it's coming into the C. So this is the way accumulation flows in the market. You can see why I use these charts. They give us insight. Accumulation distribution with the Chaikin 21-day indicator, it's still showing a lot of distribution. But up here with the AD percent and the AD velocity, starting to turn up. This one's flat. The velocity is starting to turn up. So seeing a little accumulation in the S&P 1500. Now this shows it better. This is the AD, 3.26 to 1 yesterday. Good day, 11:03 to 3:38. The unchanged are not in here, but we're starting to see some accumulation here. And this is a percent above the 20, 30, 50, and 200, and you can see an upturn here. So strength coming into the market. This is a buy-sell signal, 3 to 1 day on the advancers versus the decliners. That's a light green. Volume really didn't confirm it, but the VPOC turned positive and the 2-day force turned positive. No signal yet, no confirming signal. This is the same thing without the fan. Now here we get a better look at the percent above the 50. You can see it's turned up, and here's the index AD line, only for the S&P 1500. And then here's the information. Same thing, the AD line, but here's the information if you want to look, take a closer look at what happened. For example, on the accumulation, only 1.24% on A accumulation, and E distribution is at 25.83. A lot of information in these charts. Here's Force Index 2 turned positive. The 13 is not positive yet. McClellan Oscillator, advancers versus decliners moving up based upon the moving averages that are used to calculate this indicator. This up here is the index-based ARMS. It is showing the advancing versus declining issues once again, 3.26 to 1. And then the last chart just shows the trends. And the trend, when it's red like this, it means these are all still down, but we're seeing the accumulation here. So just a quick run through. What I'm seeing is the money starting to flow back into the market now. As I've been talking here for these few minutes, the NASDAQ futures are up nearly 1% now with 50 minutes to go before the market opens. So it should be a strong open. We'll see how it turns out, but it looks pretty good today. Now, after the market opens, I'll do another video today. I'll let the market get going for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll show you what I look for. I'm not going to do any prospecting right now. I'm going to wait for the market to open and then take a look at some of the smart groups and so on.